Welcome back to another episode of You Asked For It, the show where you asked for it. That's so.
You remember you won't remember this, but remember back in like 2007, 2008 with Steve Hazel.
Yep.
Our goal, not like our written goal, but inside our mental goal was to be as cryptic as possible. Like,
you can't figure it out unless you really think about it with a bowl of ice cream.
You've talked about this before.
now it's
What
like,
does it mean?
you ask questions, we answer.
Talking about salvation today, and the name of the message is Brown Planks.
Uplink.
I mean,
What does uplink mean?
Yeah, that was our prayer nights, remember?
Yep.
We did
Uplink.
Wednesday Night Live.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
This is You Asked For It. It is the show where you ask us questions. But
Where you ask for it.
But really, you can ask any question. We'll spend time talking about it. And the best way to send those questions in, comment on this video with a question for next week, or you can send us an email, Access Church
Contact
at Access. I just totally blanked.
Wow.
Did you forget how email works?
Contact at accesschurchonline.org or a Facebook message,
This
Access
week,
Church.
do we have one of those like embarrassing personal questions?
It's not
for
embarrassing,
Kevin?
but it does address Kev. It has your name in it specifically, and it has your name in it.
Oh, all right. Here we go.
And this isn't a super controversial question.
Can't wait.
This is more.
And I will say this was a shock when I told some people about that we don't know what these questions are.
Yeah, these guys
on
know.
Pre-service meeting
I'm
on
the only
Sunday.
one who knows these questions.
Yeah.
You guys do not know them.
People were so if you didn't know, like we don't. These are
We hear the question when he says it right now.
They do not maintain the social media accounts of this church. I do, and they do not go read stuff.
I would like to say, especially in light of what's happening in our world today, I am happy to not have social media accounts.
If there is something that I feel needs to be brought to their attention, I let them know. Otherwise, just know that I'm the one who reads everything you say. Including this question.
Okay.
Which says, Pastor Kevin.
Yes.
You guys are going to have to explain a little bit of a backstory here for people to understand.
Okay.
But Pastor Kevin, when are you going to take Shaheen to the McPherson factory?
Glory to God. Hallelujah.
Did Shaheen ask this question?
No, he did not.
Come on.
First of all, for those who don't know, would you like to
I would
explain what
love-
the McPherson factory is and then
Yes.
explain why you have not been there?
Oh, okay. So let me give you a little backstory. So McPherson, Matt McPherson is his name. He's the owner of McPherson Bows. Is that what it's called? McPherson Bows? Matthews Bows and McPherson Guitars, right? The dude is an incredible Christian.
He owns Matthews Bows?
He owns Matthews Bows too.
What?
Yeah. Okay,
This
so
guy's
Matthew
loaded.
McPherson. So the bow line is his first name. The guitar line is his second
So you
name.
can fill in some of the technical details, and I'm sure I'm going to get wrong about Bose, but the guy is a Christian guy, you know, loves God, all that sort of stuff. God gave him visions of how to make a bow that had never been made before with a double cam.
Yeah. Well, single cam first of all, but he
We're talking about a hunting bow here.
yeah, hunting
Or like bow tie, not...
Arguably, Matthews bows are always like the leading edge of technology
Yeah, they're good.
changes. And Matthew McPherson is not a engineer by trade. He claims, had lunch with him, he said that God shows him when he's sleeping, kind of shows him a design. And he's not, you know, he's not an engineer, but God shows him this stuff and he does. And he's been, like I said, arguably on the cutting edge of bow technology for the last 20 years.
So that's one of his companies. He also started an acoustic guitar company called McPherson Guitars, where similar story, God gives him a vision of how to make an acoustic guitar that sounds amazing, has never been designed this way. It's got an offset sound hole, a cantilevered neck.
His heart.
So the top
His
resonates.
heart
These are
is
nice
in-
guitars.
These, okay, when you
is
say
in the
nice
guitars.
guitars, these are the
Top end.
Honestly, maybe the best acoustic guitar you can possibly
This
buy.
is a top shelf acoustic guitar.
I think the cheapest one you can possibly buy is like $9,000. Okay, so we're talking about mucho
And he owns Matthews
dineer.
Bows.
And he owns Matthews Bows too. So
this guy is
10 years
just-
ago, 15 years ago.
10.
Matt's brother.
Actually, it was less than that.
What's his?
It was 4 years ago.
What's his brother's name?
Randy McPherson.
Calls up Kevin because he knows you're a pastor. Are they AG?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how they knew the connection. Invites Kevin to come tour the Matthews factory and then tour the McPherson factory because they're just over in Wisconsin, not a far drive.
And they're separated by the same parking lot. So one building is here and the other building's in the other end of the parking lot.
So you go and see, and obviously the bow side is more important to you, but just cool stuff, right?
While we were touring the bow, you say, this is how we make a bow through every station. They were making one for my son, Mikey came with me. They were making one for us as we went through. And back then they were retailed at about $1,100, you know, and he just engraved our names on them. It was an amazing gift. It was really incredible. But after the bow thing,
and then I don't know what you kind of skipped over that a little bit.
Skipped over the
gave him a bow. And then said, hey, do you want to go see the guitars?
And Matt himself, he brought lunch in and stuff. And so we got to have lunch with him and ask him certain questions and stuff. And that's when he told us that the whole, if you're an archery guy, you will know this, but Matthew's bow makes a whole line called Missions bow. So a lot of, matter of fact, if you know, you probably know somebody who has one. The whole Missions line, every single bit of profit for that whole line goes to missions.
Jeez.
That's why he called it Missions Bow. All goes. So he's
guy.
A very generous man.
I knew none of this before this conversation.
Yeah. So anyway, afterwards, after lunch, we saw the bow stuff. Oh, you want to go see it with the McPherson guitars? And I thought,
nah.
What did you hiccup or what? What? I do nothing. I've never seen a McPherson guitar, nor would I care. So I got to act enthused because, after all, this is a nice day. And so we go over. I have nothing like these guitars. However, was I impressed when I saw how they made them? Wow.
Boy, I wonder what that's like.
He's still missing the invitation point.
So anyway,
of the story.
After you go there, I know because you told me when you came back, he said, hey, you should bring over your worship leader.
Yeah.
Which was me at the time.
You're not anymore.
So, a couple days pass.
So
he
Matt
comes back
McPherson gave the invitation.
I don't know if it was Matt or Randy.
Randy.
Okay.
Gave the invitation
Yes.
to take Kevin's worship leader back to the factory.
Yep.
You, Mr. Guitar
That
Man.
was me. Yep. Mr. Guitar Guy. So a couple days pass and I must be busy or something, right? A couple weeks pass. When are you going to take me? Well, a year passes. And guess what? Then he goes again. Just this guy.
Just himself.
Goes back to the factory. And guess what happens again?
What the hell?
Gifted. That was Ross.
Ross. We got Ross over in the corner.
That's what Sheen was thinking.
That's what I was thinking inside. Because
Wait,
they're
what did he gift you the second
incredibly
time?
awesome, generous people, is gifted another gift. We don't
Left-hand bow.
need to go into that.
But
Again, extends the invitation for said worship leader to come visit. And this was about 8-10 years ago.
yeah.
Still haven't been.
So the question asked
Who
today.
wants to go see guitars being
The question
made?
asked today, Kevin.
Yes.
When are you going to take Shaheen to the McPherson factory?
Matt McPherson, Randy McPherson, if you ever watch this video, my email is shaheen@Access Church Online. My personal cell phone number, if you email me, I will give it to you. I will tell you where I live. I will drive, pay all the costs. I will buy you lunch. I do not expect a free guitar, okay? I know that the cost difference, the amount of work and all is different, but I would just love to come look, okay?
Go around me. Just skip me.
Skip him completely.
I don't really care. Even though I've seen them and I saw how they're crafted, every one of them's handmade by. They got
There's only 6 people who
there's
make them.
6 or 7 people in the whole factory. They all look like hippies. They
His words, not me. I'd love to meet your workers too.
They hand do everything. I mean, literally, not like even belt sanders. Everything, and these little tools that cut wood. Not. It's all handmade.
Listen, let me tell you another story about McPherson guitars, okay? And if you don't like guitars or bows, you think this episode is just absolutely dumb. But whatever. You're in it now, so you might as well stick around. When I was in college, this would have been like 2004, 2005. I was living down in Minneapolis. I was going to the U, and I lived close to Dinkytown. There's a guitar store in Dinkytown. I don't remember what it's called, but they had a McPherson guitar. So I'm just, you know, bumming around in between classes, looking around. Maybe it was lunch break or something. I walk in and I see this guitar. I knew what they were about already. Like, can I play that? You know, can I hold the guitar? Yep, sure you can. So he gets the guitar off and I sit down. They got a bench in the middle of the store and he gets ready to give it to me. And then he stops and he's like, you're going to have to take, I was like spring or fall. You're going to have to take off your jacket first because my jacket was unzipped and maybe the zippers or maybe like the clasps around the wrist would put the tiniest of nicks in this guitar. And so they literally would not let me play for fear of a zipper rubbing up against the, I mean, that's how expensive they are and how amazing they are. So
when I was there, I thought they said that the cheapest guitar that they sent out of there is $12,000, but maybe it's not. But anyway,
well, they're also, on sale now.
Also, they do not ever let 1 second out of the, they won't give away a second.
Like a B stock or something?
Yeah, like they look at the wood, and if they're, and they showed me some that they're all made, but they wouldn't sell them. So what do you do with them? We just throw them away. We will not let a second go out. Anyway,
That's like the bakery throwing out a bunch of donuts. You're like, bring them over, man.
I eat donuts.
Wood, if the wood grain is just where I can't even see, but I don't know what they're seeing.
Yeah.
But no, this doesn't meet our standard. It's really quite amazing if you're into guitars.
Yeah, they are incredible, and please invite me.
There you have it.
Please.
So to answer the question is,
you're not taking.
I had forgotten all about it, and we, men's ministry here, reached out to Randy McPherson, and he did tell my son-in-law, who called him. He said, "Hey, why?" I've called Kevin 3 or 4 times. He hasn't got back to me. How come? So we just tell him to call me. So maybe this is an excuse to call him and take a tour. But
look at this.
I might have
look at
other
this
things
episode.
to do. I don't
look
know.
at this show.
What? What?
You're sitting on a potential 3rd invitation.
Whatever you end up titling this, just title it so that they see it. I need a better direct line.
The Matthew McPherson episode.
The Matthew McPherson
Guitars, Matthew's Bows
/ Kevin Selfishness episode.
There we go.
Just kidding.
If I got
turn it around, you would have never brought me.
If I got a chance to go on a Dall sheep hunt in, are they in Greenland or Canada? Or
No,
Alaska.
Alaska.
No. He's gonna go take.
Northwest
He's gonna
Territories.
go take some snowmobiles up to the Arctic Circle.
Yep.
Muskox.
Yes.
Muskox hunting.
And he's gonna go
Somebody
on a
calls
muskox
me
hunt.
and says, "Hey, you know what? I've got one extra spot. If you know anybody who'd like to come, let them know. Be totally free trip." And I just sit on that for 10 years and go like, "Okay, well, if I think of anybody, I'll let them
If
know."
I think of someone,
I don't think we'd be speaking right now.
Well,
Is it really that bad?
I mean, yes.
no, you'd say,
I collect guitars.
pray for me in my search.
Okay. Maybe this is a good idea.
That was an inside joke.
Maybe around June we'll take a little bike ride out there.
Okay.
Okay. I'll call Randy and see. I will. Okay.
I mean, but if he's got an opening
if he's
got an opening on Tuesday, like,
I will follow through. I will follow through
summer.
with this. So thank you. It's a great episode. I'm glad you said it. I will follow through. I completely forgot about it. If you tell me who wrote the question.
If I tell you.
Yeah.
I would like to say, I don't know who wrote the question.
Okay.
But I will say, I did not set this up. Okay?
That's all I want to make sure.
Cross my heart, hope
did
to
Oh,
die.
no, he did not set
He
it
did
up.
not set this
did
up.
not
No.
set this up.
How many people know about this?
So you don't even need to know because he didn't set it up.
I don't know.
You'll promise me 100%. He did not.
The only
he
person
didn't know-
I've even talked to about this recently is you.
Yep, and I did not. This is not my question. That's why I thought it was funny, is because we just talked about
Like
this
last week.
Last week, And then this question came in. I was like, oh, that's hilarious. We're talking about that.
Wow.
So something is going
else
around
did I-
in the stratosphere about Shaheen getting snubbed.
No, I bet I know where it
Yeah,
came
you
from.
probably know now.
I bet I know. I bet. You
And
tell
it
me if I'm
wasn't
right.
influenced by you.
This was not.
It was
set
influenced
up.
by his blood and flesh.
Casey.
Nope.
No.
Who
Someone who loves me way
who
more
cares
than
about
that.
him more than his wife?
His mother.
Yep.
I'll tell you the backstory because I just got a new guitar last week.
Yes.
From my mom as a birthday gift, which I appreciate very much. It's called the brand, Fender Gibson.
Preacher.
It's Reverend.
Oh, Reverend.
Reverend guitars. So anyway, since I've become a Reverend, if I wanted one of those. But I joked with her after she gave it to me. I really want a McPherson. And then I told her what the price was, and she about passed out.
Man, look at her coming in clutch. She gets you the Reverend.
Mom!
And
Yes!
you talk about how you also would just love to see a McPherson.
Yep. I think, you know what? I might have told her that story. I did not ask her to put this on. It was still not a setup, I promise.
Okay.
But thank you, Mom. I love you.
Okay. Because of this, we'll get it together.
Okay.
Look at that.
Boom. If you'd also like to ask more questions about...
Can somebody from like the Packers organization contact Kevin and give him an invite to Lambeau Field and you can take me with?
Haven't you
Hey,
asked for it?
I
Kevin,
did
how
hear-
come you haven't given your motorcycle to Shaheen yet?
Yeah.
Go ahead and ask it. You'll
Watch,
be
she's
surprised
gonna.
at the answer.
You're just every single week from here on out. You're just
Be
gonna end
amazing.
up with.
I did hear from We Are an AG Church, our district superintendent, that Mr. Kirk Cousins attends River Valley Church in Apple Valley.
Oh, really?
Rob Ketterling, if you ever come across this video, I would appreciate a meet and greet. Or Kirk Cousins, if you watch this by some lucky stroke. When you title this, just put in all the things I want in my life with hashtags.
How about that? You want to meet my cousin Kurt?
That's what the tags are
Nope.
for.
Okay.
There we go. So, Harley, Kirk Cousins, McPherson. Yep.
There you have it. Yeah. There
If
you have
anybody's
it.
got a hookup on a, Mediterranean cruise,
Or just some Fogo gift cards.
Fogo gift
Fogo
cards
gift
would be
cards.
awesome.
We should do a you asked for it session at Fogo.
At Fogo.
The
Yeah,
question
if-
Do you
what's
think
your
they'd sponsor
favorite?
it?
Hey, here's
We
a great
accept sponsorships.
Here's a great
Are we
question for
running out of
somebody to ask.
time?
Here's a great question for somebody to ask. Johnny, how did your first time at Fogo go? Your first and only time ever going
That
to
one
Fogo.
we have to film at Fogo.
Yeah, somebody asked that question. Let's talk about
What
that.
is this green red thing for?
Stop. Let's just put it this way.
It is maybe one of the funniest stories I've ever heard
Let's
in my
put
life.
it this way.
No, let him ask.
I won't give anything else away.
Okay.
But the one and only time I went to Fogo, I left afterwards, and my wife and I went through a McDonald's drive-thru.
Oh my!
And you're
gosh.
thinking,
Why in the
what?
world?
Why would you do that? Okay, so
I think that's in the 10 Commandments or 11th commandment.
I could understand a McDonald's bathroom after Fogo, but not the drive-through.
okay, well,
there we go.
Thanks for setting that up, Kelly.
Not for me. Not for
It wasn't
me.
from
I
anybody. That was
promise.
totally, I thought it was funny and it was spontaneous. But
Yes.
great question. Send us a question for next week. Like, subscribe, comment with that question, and we will be back next week to give Shaheen more good news.
Yes.
Okay, see ya.